fix with your touch, won't even convince me with love. I just can't win or lose with you, so tell me what do I do? I'm always locked up in my head, trying my best to forget what you said. You should have known, try to forget what you said. So lost, the line has been crossed for the last time, and I'm not in my phone. Help you find your way back. Stars contract you when you fade into black. Our time is jaded and I can't change it. If you wanna take it back, you can. But just remember that I know you're right. Stifle my words so you'll be it. Tell myself it doesn't hurt. It's too much to fix with your touch. Won't even convince me with love. I just can't win or lose with you, so tell me what do I do? I'm always locked up in my head, trying my best to forget what you said. You should have known.
Hey everybody, welcome in. Today, some Star Trek Fleet Command news, some topics, some conversations. Syndicate event being added in for this week and next week. Event store discussion. Still got a few different things that I'm gonna try to push for getting added. We'll see if that happens. And then of course, doing our normal Q&As. So that's exciting. We gave away our final 5 battle passes last night on Twitch. So that was good, fun. 10 lucky folks from our community getting battle passes. That's nice. And then today we're going to go through all the content and prepare for this week, which is, you know, a lot. I mean, not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, a syndicate event that some people definitely have asked for. I mean, for me, we'll see what the scoring is. It's another quantum one, so we'll see how that goes. I am not going to buy a pack for it, but with the various new claims that players in the 40s will have, maybe you can complete it by getting your Mirror Universe XP with the Mirror Waves, by getting Section 31 XP through Waves, by getting your Mantis done. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it actually lines up. Getting the 7,500 a day from the new Mirror Universe pull maybe makes that a little bit more doable, but that doesn't help most. So anyway, we'll wait and see. I will, of course, reserve judgment until we get there, but we will wait and see. Now, obviously, the quantum stuff, it's basically heroic, but heroic on like a heroic. But other than that, we got plenty of other events lined out for everybody to focus on. And then the rare ticket events tomorrow will have event store currency in them. So another way to get some event store currency if you feel like you're a little bit behind, or maybe you want to grind for it, that'll be another option. So we'll see see how that goes. And I'm going to go ahead and collect all my things, get my Talios. I'm now 12 days away from my Talios refit, which I personally am very excited about. And yeah, we'll go through all the different things while we answer all of your questions. So hopefully y'all are having a fantastic weekend. I've been kind of under the weather the past few days, but I appreciate everybody's patience. Definitely today's stream a little bit late, and obviously yesterday's stream was kind of half its normal time, but at the same time, appreciate y'all being here and hope you're having a good one. There we go. It's frustrating that they keep jumping these syndicate events on us. Is it, Car? I mean, I'll get frustrated with, I would say, features, but I never really get bothered with events, because events are just things that I can choose to do or not do. The features will annoy me, like, oh, well, there's 15 things to do right now, and I'm gonna pick which ones I want to do. I've just never had that same feeling. Now, it's just me personally. for events. Events, I either do them or I don't do them, and it doesn't really bother me because I don't feel like I'm missing out if I don't do an event. I feel like I'm missing out if I can't do, say, the PvP meta, right? Like I can't get the new FT and I can't max out the new officers, so I feel like I'm being left out of that. The event part doesn't really bother me, but that's just me personally. So I guess it just depends on how you approach the game. And I approach the game very much in a, I'm going to focus on anything that's fun to me. That's the only way I really focus on it. So yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is. I need 2.8 million signatures to get my Minerva to tier 9, and it makes me sad. Well, I mean, you're going to get there. It might take a while, depending on what all ways you've currently unlocked to increase your Sigma output. But hey, incursions around the corner. Maybe you'll get a really, really good raid. Who knows? I'm hoping for you. Granted, you'd have to raid out all the normal resources first, but I mean, it's possible. Also, a reminder, I gotta go do my automated shipyard. So that's now on my list of things that I need to not forget to do. Automated shipyard. Watching a lot of my alliance hold themselves back in case an event dropped on us by surprise. Well, tomorrow and next week. So the 15th, we'll have one at event reset, and then we'll also have another one next week, July 22nd, for the Overlords, who announced that this, I wouldn't say this morning, it was only about an hour and a half ago. We got the announcement dropping that July 22nd, 23rd will be a Quantum Syndicate event, and then tomorrow, following reset, you'll have that same event start. So 2 weeks in a row, you will have a Syndicate event if you want to go after it. So let's go click this. I'm trying to get through all my refineries. Hey, that's a nice one. So I'm going to be able to get my, no, why did that move spots? Going after the red matter, but the red matter was not at the end of the, anyway, things change. Feeling better? I'll be all right. Trying to grind Heroja to get my Voyager Bluefish refinery, but I don't seem to be doing it correctly. I've grinded Heroja and Colic and the think tank systems, but even though my battle shows me getting Heroja relics, they're not showing up the refinery. Am I grinding the wrong systems? If it's showing you getting relics, then you shouldn't be grinding in the wrong systems. Without seeing what exactly is happening, it's tough for me to say. But in terms of going after Herojan relics, they're a normal loot drop like Parsteel or Tritanium or ship parts. You'll see them on the hostiles that you're grinding. So that would be my number one thing to take a look at is, are you hitting the right hostiles and do they show that as a drop? You know if the board cube counts as a ship for Ascension Armada? It does not. No, only the ISS Jelly, Enterprise, D4, and the Augur. Assuming we're talking about 39 to 40. Okay. Yeah. Assuming. Good thing I didn't do all the missions. Can do them tomorrow for the Syndicate XP. There you go. I haven't done my missions either, so that is an option as well. If you have not done this month's missions that pay out Syndicate XP, that can help you with the event launching tomorrow. Granted, not everybody's going to be able to do that, obviously. Right? You have to have had either prior planning or prior knowledge, which nobody had because it just got announced, or you were lazy like Rev and just hadn't done the missions yet. Now you get to benefit from your laziness. So yay, laziness. Wasn't intentional, but if we reap the benefits, then I guess cool. But now I've also got to remember to actually do the missions. So tomorrow during the live stream on Twitch, I'll make sure y'all remind me to do those missions, or else I'll forget. And then I will really have egg on my face. That will be silly. All right, I'm going to get the Anomalous Phenomenon ship out. We'll get our USS Discovery. We'll send it out real quick to make sure we get that done. That is critically important to get completed. So, good thing. Let's see. I'm working on the researches for Ops 41 for the shipyard. Nice, Alexis. I'm assuming you're going to push to 42 and pick you up a new faction ship, which I really enjoyed my first time through the 40s. I enjoy acquiring new faction ships. I'd actually think it's one of the most fun aspects of the game for me personally. So, yeah, I'm excited for you. It's a fun time to play in the 40s. I mean, it's a fun time to play in the 30s, but the 30s and 40s of this game, yes, there's a lot of content, but at the same time, there's a pretty reasonable means of progression, and there aren't as many time gates as there used to be. So you get to play a little more casually and fun if you want to. Just depends on what your goals are. But I'm very much a casual fun guy. So yeah, I'm very much a casual fun guy. I just enjoy the times. Enjoy the times. All right, let me get this in. Let me get this finished. Then we got to do some dailies as well. Built your Corvus yesterday, made me happy. Such a good looking ship. I'm excited for you, Chaotic. I have a Corvus ready to be built. I still got to push to 53. I was thinking about starting that push this weekend, but then I ran into like everybody wanting to go after this leaderboard, and the efficient guy in me says, hey, can't push that hard on this one. I'm still debating how far do I want to go. Do I actually want to go to the 7 mil points, or do I want to stay right here? At the moment, I would finish in the top 50 and get 10 BPs, which isn't that impressive. But if the next one is not near as competitive, I mean, I'd have 34, but I'd have to produce a pretty good result in the next run. We'll see. I mean, if I start leveling up, that will be easier. And then also I have a free treasury saved up, as well as some 30-day chests saved up, so that when I do decide to go into G5, I will have some immediate rewards. At least that's the plan. All right, that's the initial goal is, oh, look, every one of us is going for the same ship. Prep, is Mira Kira worth going after? Will Mira Picard, Data, and Esri work well enough for PvP in my pylon? Yes. At the same time, she's only worth it depending on your ship. Myself and other players have gone through some of the basic math. We actually have some of the charts for this in the Discord showing like what ship will get more shots based on her officer ability. Now, keep in mind that none of us have gotten to test it in person yet, because this is the first leaderboard weekend for her. So none of us have it. But on paper, she's not super effective for a lot of ships, super effective for some. It just depends on how many shots a weapon fires. But with her percentage starting off so low, you're not getting a lot from her. At the same time, should be worth noting, though, that the synergy for Picard is going to be nice. So you would enjoy that. And the officer ability for Esri is necessarily I mean, the same thing for Troy and Esri. I'm not necessarily jumping up for either one of them. I would think that Kira is going to be your best bet, but only when she's high tiered. So, yeah, we'll just kind of have to play that one by ear. I'm not going hard after her, as you can see. My PvP meta, this is already plenty for me at my level 50. And since even if I had the new meta, I'm not taking down players that are level 66 or something. It doesn't really matter for me. I enjoy what's going to make me competitive for my level. And this makes me competitive for my level. At the end of the goal, or at the end of the day, that is my personal goal. You gotta have to make that for yourself. Greg says treasury, the most treasury is always worth it. There's never a time where I'm going to say the treasury is not worth it. It's not going to exist. The treasury will always be worth it. Now, the treasury will be whether you want what's in it or not. Like, the treasury is always 150% of a $100 pack. So it's a good value. It just might not have what you particularly are waiting for. And if you have to spend 3 months saving up a free one, then you're probably going to be very picky about what you dump it on. But it's always worth it. It just may not be worth it to you or most valuable to you. But I mean, it's always worth it. You know, worth is obviously a very relative statement, but the value is always there. You got to decide if you want to go after it. So I will be going after it purely to get the uncommons, so that I can start having my push into the 50s be a little bit easier, a little bit jump started. So having those saved is a good way to do that. That means that I'm not necessarily caring as much about the officers, or if it's like a ship parts one, as long as I get my uncommons. Not everybody's gonna be in that same position though, right? Everybody's going to have to decide, is this worth it for me? And as long as you don't redeem that broken to ceiling rod, you can wait as long as you want to wait. Remember, if you do redeem a broken to ceiling rod, you have to spend it, or it will just disappear into the ether. It goes away. You have to use your broken to ceiling rods if you redeem them. If you don't redeem them, you can hold on to them as long as you want. So that is just, again, kind of as a player, you have to find what works for you and what you're needing. I mean, maybe you're stuck in a bottleneck of rare ore. It means you're really looking for that station pack and hoping to get extra rare ore from it. So either way, just be careful with your choices. Make sure you don't accidentally redeem. And if you do redeem, just go ahead and suck it up and get that one. That's now yours. Like, you have now chosen, whether you wanted to or not, you have now chosen that treasury. So go ahead and redeem it. Because if you don't, that key is a waste. That's months down the drain if you're a pure free to play. Or even a light spender. So will we get a free event store currency for the FC slot? Same thing I've said all month long, Mike. That's what the Arc Runner said. So if you do all the SMSs, yes, That's what they've said. All my G6 Alliance members skip them. Selkie is better to go for once you hit G6. What are you talking about, Chaotic? Skipping what? Your light spender? Nice. That means you'll probably have the $100 treasury, but you're probably not regularly spending $100. So, my Alliance doesn't do a lot of waves. Should I just solo the first wave every day to keep progressing in S31? I'll be honest, Cassia, you need a new Alliance. That'd be my legitimate recommendation. Get a new Alliance. I mean, both sets of waves are just too valuable. Find Kronos was in regards to G5 miners. Definitely get a G5 miner. Anybody that tells you wait for a Selkie is a heavy spender, and more power to them. But you're not getting a Selkie anytime soon. So absolutely get a G5 miner. Absolutely. Nobody here, unless you're already a G6 player, is getting a Selkie. You're not. I'm sorry. That's a long way away, right? Some of you might be on the cusp. Remember, there are less than 4,000 people 60 plus, right? So odds are, if you're listening to this, don't even think about Selkie, because that's so far away. That's so far away. You know, that doesn't mean it can't be in your future. It just means that when you give advice to a high level, you have to really kind of like weigh that advice. Like, is this advice for spenders? Is this advice for free to play? Is this advice for some mid level? Like, we do a little bit of spending, we're a light spender, we're a dolphin, etc. It just varies. I mean, I would not tell a light spender, and sorry to like tangent on you, like I would not tell a light spender to just not get something because of something in the future, right? It means like I wouldn't avoid a G5 miner just for the sake of a Selkie. But it comes down to the time it's going to take you to get there, right? The biggest thing is, if you're a spender, you're going to get into the 60s much faster than a player who is maybe only spending $200 a month or spending nothing. If you're spending $200 a month, it's still going to take you many, many months to get through G5 and get to G6. And if you're close to free to play as possible, you're not getting there for well over a year, at least at the current rate. Even with the improvements that are coming to speed up the economies, it takes a long time. I mean, you have people who, even in today's game, are still spending a year to get through the 40s. So kind of base it off that. Like, there are ways that you can be efficient. But for me, it's always a balance of, okay, is sacrificing or is going for efficiency sacrificing fun? Because technically, you could actually just get you 3 Novas and be fine through the 50s. You know, my higher level account that I've played on and don't really touch that much anymore, but had 3 Novas and did not pick up a 58 miner. But at the same time, is there anything precluding me from doing that? No. I mean, the biggest thing is it comes down to faction credits. And if you're going after, say, you know, the Enterprise, well, then don't get the deity, right? Because you don't want to waste those faction credits if you don't have them. If you do have them, then no big deal, right? It just comes down to time. And if you're going to be spending a year or more in G5, which a lot of the people who are going to be watching this channel are, yeah, no big deal. Get you a 58. But if you want to be the most efficient player possible, truthfully, a Nova can do basically everything you want in G5, but you won't get any of the ships. And again, for me, this is just speaking from a personal standpoint. I love acquiring new ships in this game. It's one of the most fun aspects of the game for me. And that might not be the case for you. But faction credit sourcing has been increasing more and more over the past year, which is a good thing. You know, there was a time where getting a level 50 ship, for example, like my Tribune, was impossible. Like, you didn't even think about it as a free-to-play. And now we have free-to-play doing it, and doing it in a reasonable amount of time, right? So the ability to acquire those credits is getting better because of things like the newer factions and things like that. And I'm not saying everybody has to go after it or start dumping and going and increasing your rep with these different things, because as you increase your rep, you will get more faction credits. So granted, your dailies and stuff get harder, but you also have the Voyager loop, which now has made it to where everybody should, if you are in the 40s and plus, everybody should be pulling their message system every single day. So there have been ways that have improved your ability to get faction credits. I'm not saying that they're just coming out the wazoo, but like I've talked about before, in away teams, I tend to get 2,000 faction credits a day from at least one of the factions, generally multiple of the factions. Wow, not getting a critical on that one blows. But generally, because I do away teams very regularly, wow, not on that one either. Apparently, Scopely RNG hates me today. But I tend to get my criticals on my rainbow missions every day, except for today. And that results in me getting thousands. I mean, I got the Tribune, and I'm already over 100,000 Romulan credits again. I didn't buy any packs for Romulan credits, right? So it just comes down to what do you choose to focus on? And I've talked about before, there are things in this game that I ignore. I ignore things in this game. I don't ignore faction credit. Because again, for me, unlocking ships and stuff is one of the most fun things that you can do in this game. Of course, this is the mission of all missions, that criticals. Whatever. Yay. That's the one that criticals. Fantastic. But let's go back into here. That's okay. All right, Scopely. You're just throwing curveballs throughout the Sunday stream. Thank you. But what do you find fun? There are players, like I know I've had this conversation with Lube, another one of our CCs who is British. So shout out to Spain currently beating England 2-1 in the Euros. He loves ops progression. Like that's the thing for him. He enjoys going up there, getting more powerful, etc. And that's his goal. So he is a very different paradigm than what I come from and what I believe is the most fun. And again, it's all relative, right? So it's all dependent on what you like. Like in this one, this is one that, you know what? Heck it. Let's just take a look. Do I crit this at a 40%? I did. So just for the sake of seeing if I would crit this one, there's 3,800 Romulan credits. And that was only at a 40-something%, chance of knocking that out the park. And let's just see where I'm at faction credit wise. I know you're not going to see it on the screen, but I'll tell you what it is. I am, let's see, Federation. I forgot to use some Romulan credits. So, but I'm 126,000 fed, back over 337,000 Klingon after getting the Vorcha, by the way. And then the Romulans at 58,000, but I remembered that for my Romulan, I did get the Corvus. So how my brain forgot that, I don't know. But I got the Tribune, and then with the faction credits that I've been getting, like the messages you see, I then got the Corvus. So your ability to get faction credits has certainly increased. It is not necessarily easy, but you can for sure do it if you so choose. So how do you get the Merits of Honor for away missions research? Because I've never seen them. Merits of Honor are part of War Room. That's what you're talking about. Oh, wait, you're talking about, never mind. That's a different one. That's the seals. Merits of Honor is, oh, boarding party. Hello. Nice, some epics there I don't really need. But anyway, RNG. Simple answer to that. RNG. I haven't had that epic mission in a while. I don't think I need it, but I'm tempted to run it just for the sake of I see it. Pretty sure I don't need it, though. I only need this to run certain missions. But yeah, to answer your question, RNG. So maybe it just never appears for you, or maybe it hasn't appeared in a while. Go ahead and put Chin up there, augment, pan, marksman. I want to update Kumak just for this. Or yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do it. He's a rare, so maxing out rares is not as near as expensive as doing an epic. So territory resets, I think next week. I don't think they've announced anything, so I don't think they've made it official, rather. Here we go. So I actually really need this more than anything else, the service awards. But in terms of your merits, yeah, RNG, waiting on that to happen. Already less than 80,000 credits away from getting enough Pylum BPs, and it doesn't feel challenging. Well, keep in mind that the Pylum is half the cost of a Tribune. So the challenge maybe awaits you. But again, this also talks about, it's a great example of how advice evolves. Because there was absolutely a time where getting a G4 epic just did not make sense. Unless you were a spender, right? And I think it does make sense now for a lot of people. That doesn't mean you have to get it, but I do think that it makes a lot of sense for a lot of players to get a G5 or G4 epic. Obviously get the G5 epics, but getting a G4 epic, I have zero regrets about getting my Tribune. So absolute zero. Yeah, I see England lost 2-1. 2-1. So England lost to Spain 2-1. But I'll be honest, I didn't think England would make it to the finals anyway. I didn't think they'd get past the Netherlands. So they did better than I expected. Not that you would expect Rev, an American, to be very familiar with the sport, but believe it or not, I followed it, and I was surprised that they even got past the Netherlands. So hang your hat on that and go enjoy your night at the pub, because either way, you were going to go to the pub. You're either going to drink your sorrows away or you're going to celebrate your sorrows away. So enjoy. Good scope accomplished with ration pack for every day. We have not resolved the ability to redeem field training. I mean, I honestly can't answer that, Tracy. I mean, I don't know what you're specifically struggling with, like what you individually have an issue redeeming, and any type of ticket escalation we can try to work with. But the whole field rations is meant to be like if you're comping a mass group of folks. But I'm just, again, I don't really have an answer. Turn all 75 and have both Crozier and Sanctus ready to go. Faction credits are easy to come by. It's G5 rares that are the killer. Yeah, and rares are the same killer for G4. I mean, whether you're talking about rare ship parts or rare ore, G4 still has a little bit of a bottleneck there, which is why I'm actually going to go do my Monavine here in a second. Go do some of that grind, because the Texas Hostiles, not the Texas Hostiles, the Texas Armada, even though that's a 3-day loop, you get a little bit of rare when you do that one. So rares are definitely an issue for 4-star and 5-star. And obviously 6-star has got a ton of issues, whether it's Sigma resources or actual materials. But yeah, kind of grinding faction crest, and that's good. It's a good grind to be on. And again, it comes back to what's exciting for you. If you're listening to this past 15 minutes of chat and you have no interest in acquiring ships, then yeah, skip things. Congrats on your Minerva arc. But yeah, if that's your thing, do your thing. I mean, for me, I've been doing a lot of waves the past few days, really enjoying them with the Alliance. Haven't been doing a ton of mirror stuff, which I need to. I need to do mirror stuff. So I've actually done mirror, I think, once. I will go out today to try to get some Trillium D and enough to hopefully finish this out, which shouldn't be too hard. But I'll go try to get some Trillium D, and I do that about once a week. That's when I kind of do mirror. I've kind of like put mirror on the back burner. A lot of people might not have, but I've kind of back burnered my mirror universe, and I'm okay with it. Like, I do enough to do a double pull of Trillium A and a single pull of Trillium D when it comes around, and I've accepted that I'm happy with that as like a total. Like, I'm happy with that being all I get, which means that I'm going to get less than a lot of folks out there. See, I got to do this one. I got enough to double pull my Trillium A, and I get enough to do the single pulls of Trillium D, try to get a few days worth. So I don't do enough to consistently, continuously pull that Trillium D one, and I've just decided that I'm okay with that. And maybe not everybody's going to have that same like point that you reach where you're cool with that. I'm okay with it. So I'm gonna do a little pull here, and yay, more comments, and yay, some epics. But we'll see how much Trillium D we can get with our Tribune, because we'll head back out to like Mirror Haven. We'll go out to Uncommon Space. I still have a few premiums left because I don't go here often. We'll go out to Mirror Morska and do some grinding. So, plan to stay at 40 to get the research done. Man, that's fair, Alexis. Whatever brings you your enjoyment and the goals that you're trying to obtain. So those should be the focus points. And if that's what you're wanting to do, I fully support it. I'll swap this just a little bit so we can go to a little kind of a loot focus, and we'll send this big beautiful beast out. All right, let's go. Yeah, it's that one. And away we go. Now we can focus on chat for the next 60 seconds. Only getting single Trail D, but don't want to grind up to get the double. Yeah, same thing, Pseudo. And that gives me enough extra Trillium D to where it's nice, but it definitely feels like I cannot get all the things that I would want in the store. But that's the decision I made that I'm okay with. Because that means that I'm doing, if I only do, say, one Mirror Universe run for Trillium A and one for Trillium D a week, that means in the entire week I spent 40 minutes in Mirror, but I was still doing a pull every day. That's a fine sacrifice for me, because that means I still have time for my wave, still have time to do my dailies, etc. Whereas I could do I could do Mirror Universe every day, just build stockpiles and double pull everything. I decided, no, I don't personally enjoy the mechanic enough for that. So it's finding what you enjoy. Like, I really enjoy armadas and waves because I like group mechanics. Like, I like working with my alliance. Yesterday during stream, we were, teaching the alliance that were struggling with some of the ways. Hey, here's how you can be better at that. And I really enjoy that. But I also know that there are plenty of people who I've talked to who can't stand either one of those things. So find what works for you and focus on that. And then don't feel bad if you don't do something else. Like, I say all the time that you absolutely should do waves. And I think to an extent, you should do waves and armadas. But if they're not your favorite thing, then don't do them for fun. Like, don't go out of your way to do them. Do them like an event comes up or you're just trying to get a pull done. And then go about your business. I mean, there are players that I've met who legitimately love mining. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, they legitimately enjoy mining. They like the better speeds. They like going out to the better systems. They like bringing in like huge amounts of resource. They enjoy that aspect. I think that's great. So, see, Nelson says, I enjoy the Mirror Universe loop, especially the waves. I can get everything done super fast with a couple 10 out of 10s. There's enough loot to pull everything for a bunch of days. And there you go. I mean, the biggest benefit to the newer waves that I don't think gets brought up enough is, yes, the credits are great in terms of like the refinery and everything, but the fact that it pays out liquid Trillium D is super good. Super good. So it's impossible to collect enough Trillium D to do a double pull every 2 days. If I wanted to, like I'm at 11K per run or combat 7K per run. I'm surprised you're only getting 7K per run. I'm actually very surprised about that guy. Now the mining one makes sense because the mining is basically meant to just be a single pull. But I'm really surprised that you can't harvest it if you wanted to. So bad mirror wave defense are limited. I mean, they're only limited to 40 plus. This is a G4 plus mechanic. So, hey, Moopsy, how you doing, man? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well, Moopsy. So, I mean, Alistair, I don't think we have anybody combating RTC, so why does it matter? Is anybody, like, even gonna... Wait, do we don't have that system? Are we capturing a system? Anyway. I mean, I guess they're limited, but how much do you really want to do waves? Like, how much is the average player do you think is actually doing waves? I don't think the average player is doing that much where they need more mirror wave keys. Now, because of the events that ran, yeah, there was a shortage. But long term, I don't think people are doing that. Oh, Nalister, I'm sorry. I can't be bothered. Boo on that. If you actually need help, like defending, I'll send a PvP ship. But I'm not just going to sit a ship in your system just for the sake of saying hi. Now, if you need help, cool. Let me know. I'll bring out the powerful PvT Tinga. But yeah, if you don't actually need assistance, I'm not going to just hop over there and be like, hey, cheerio, mates. How you doing? I'm just going to pop over for a scone and tea. Let me know if like something's needed. And then call me. Never you call me, I'll be there if it matters. So, yeah. Oh, 300 uncommon keys? Heck yeah, what a pull. What a pull. Heck yeah. Can't tell if those English are Australian. Same thing, right? Same thing. Yeah, they're basically next to each other. They're basically next to each other. All right, we're going to head over to Morska. Because these are too easy, if I remember right. I have to pull up the chart on what the payouts were. Let's see. Mirror Universe payouts. And Morska. Yeah, because Morska's boxes can drop to 65s. I'm going to Morska. Going to Morska. Because the boxes that drop could be a little bit higher. Aussie swear more. I know y'all both love a word that I can't say on YouTube. I know that. It says friendly assist. But that's the thing. I'm not assisting with anything. If my ship's there, then my ship's just wasting away. And it's just an available target. If there's not any reason to be there, like there's nobody threatening, then I'm not assisting anything. But if it's going down, I'm there. It's gotta be going down. If it's not going down, then Why am I there? In the Rialto, that requires me moving stuff around. You know I don't like moving stuff around. Y'all want so much of me. And this game wants so much of me. Yeah, it's... We'll grind this in here. See what we get. It requires work. I know, exactly. Silvus understands. Silvus gets. Deeper node in the MU, the faster mines. It's true. So, like, if you want to know where the primo mining areas are in mirror space, these are the primo Trillium D. These are the primo Trillium A. If you want to mine, I'm not encouraging you to mine. I would never, with a clear conscience, encourage you to mine in Star Trek Fleet Command. I just simply cannot do that. I would never do that. Not to my worst enemy. But if you absolutely have to do it, like you actually enjoy that, you got to go all the way out here, which means that you need to have 80 premium dust, 100 common, and a minimum of 300 uncommon. Oh, I'm sorry, 200 uncommon. Or common key your butt all the way over here. So, yeah. Mining, obviously, is still not the answer. And I've maxed out my loot research at 10 out of 10. And my mining research is as high as it goes. And that's why I'm out here grinding. So, Stagnos TC has been, nothing's been going down for a while. Well, we're at the end of the season, Tabby, right? We're at the end of the season. I think we should pick a fight with Terror or something just to give us something to do. But that's me, right? Get bored, just pick a friendly fight. Like, hey, we're gonna go to war with Max. We're really close in power. Like, hey, Max, how about we have a friendly war for, 14 days? And we'll track bases raided and territories captured and stuff and claim a winner at the end just for funsies. Give us something to do. But I'd wait for the territory to reset. Yeah. Takes Nova 17 minutes to get there. It doesn't take 17 minutes. Don't be dramatic. But yeah, mining is not meant to be the best option. So, not meant to be the best option. War, the second strongest alliance at the moment. It happens fairly often. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Obviously, experiences will vary. Experience will vary. Does it go in the long way? No, it doesn't, guy. I've gone the long ways. I don't use premium dust all the time. It does not take 17 minutes. Crazy. I've been up here. Clearly, I've been up here. It did not take me 17 minutes. See, Tavi, coalitions are stupid. And my vote, if I had a vote, would be that we dump the coalition. Because it doesn't matter. Because the coalition couldn't stand up against IA if it wanted to. And nobody else is a threat. So, who needs it? Well, guy, the proof is I've literally been here. It did not take me 17 minutes. And you have a lot better impulse and warp speed research than I do. You have much better because you're much higher level. I don't even do my warp speed researches. I'm way behind on that. Unless you have a Selkie. I don't have a Selkie. But again, all of this to me is moot because mining is not supposed to be the way to do it. Like, mining is not a good route. We've established this. Regardless of what, the game wants to say, mining is not a good route for the mirror universe unless you're okay with single pulls. So, and that's okay. Like, if you are cool with doing singles, that's completely fine. But if you want to get your double pulls, you're going to want to grind it. I mean, Tavi, true, but I don't think that would happen because I don't think said coalition has the wherewithal and the fortitude to put that together. I don't think they want to do that fight. And you would have to have 3 or 4 alliances that wanted to do that fight, Tavi. I don't think anybody has that wherewithal in the coalition. I just don't. I think it's just a fancy thing to put on the name and it sounds cool. I don't think it has any value. I don't think you're actually going to get those, 300 players to come together and stand up against somebody. Considering the NX01 crew, mining related buffs, I would not be too surprised they add a Trillium mining speed, Trillium mining officer, makes NX01 a Trillium miner or something. Maybe in the future, but it's not here now. And we know that Mirror Universe is PvP officers, and we know that there's event store, which usually concludes the end of an arc. Now, they've said that they want to continue to add to the Mirror Universe, but it doesn't seem like there's anything like that on the horizon right now. So, wish they would add more stuff that we could do solo-wise. They gave good benefits doing it. Like some more solo armadas, or just a completely different mechanic. I'm still waiting for that PvP arena to come through. Anything you can give us when we are going to get info on the next TP? Nope. A lot of those things you don't have to ask. I would announce if I had any update. You don't have to just, like, I'm not withholding information about the game, y'all. I'm not withholding info. I'm not just sitting here waiting for somebody to ask. I would tell y'all if I had it. Surprised they didn't add a mirror faction. Creating an entire faction is a lot. And they just kind of, you know, pushed 2 major faction updates with X-Borg and Section 31. Play your current total Apex barrier anywhere as a stat? No. It does not. It does not. Yeah, I've got a little Apex research here, not much. I do not have much Apex research. I got just a little, but I focused on the loot first. The loot's the primary thing that I went after. I got the loot done, and now I'll start working on the other research. So, what do you think of ramming speed ship ability? Yeah, I think that's fine. I don't think it's going to happen. It's been suggested many times before in the past. But I've got nothing against that as an idea. Not surprised we don't see a Voyager-like ship for the Mirror Universe. Why is that? Loot an appropriate level of refinery, the first things, then it will feed you getting the rest of the stuff. Yeah, so like, here, I'll show you where I've done. And again, y'all can kind of make the decision for yourself. This is what I have deemed valuable for me. So in the Mirror Universe, I got my refinery up to max for my G rating. So this is G4 max. I maxed out the loot. And in terms of what rows I'm focusing on, bottom rows for both the premium and for like the uncommons and rares, I'm focusing on the bottom row first. All right, those are the ones that I feel like have the most value. Like, I don't really need the Sigma stuff anytime soon, but that to me is an easy miss. In terms of down here, battleships are currently what I'm focusing on. In terms of my next PvP ship, it's going to be a battleship, so that'll be one of when I go down this row. So my focuses are kind of bottom row. That doesn't mean I want to ignore everything, because like obviously I want to get the rare whole health bonuses, and then eventually I want to get the whole health bonus up here, the premium whole health bonus. But there was just too much good stuff here that I didn't like. I don't really care about premium crit damage reduction, chance reduction, crit damage. Like, I don't care about the PvP aspect as much, because most of my PvP is OPC hunting. So even though I would love to get this, I'm not worried about it. So I'll get my little shield health bonus, and then I'll get efficient, cheaper ships. So instead of getting that premium whole health, I'm going to have my ships be easier and cheaper to upgrade. And it just kind of depends on what is valuable to you. That's what I'm doing when I unlock the premiums. And you see, I haven't made it super far, but little bits like this help out. The premium damage versus hostiles, I'm probably not going to take too much further, but I definitely want these. Costing for ship parts and materials, these are worth their weights in gold press platinum. So kind of just depends on what you want to go for, but the main thing early on is obviously going to be the common mirror hostile loot and your refinery. And then everything else is kind of, you know, you make the path afterwards and decide what's going to be good for you. So, Pirate Life for you. Nice, QSim. Very nice, QSim. Thank you for supporting me and my family. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, Mirror Research Tree is annoyingly good. And why I say annoyingly good is, while I just wasted 2 minutes showing that and not grinding, it's annoyingly good because it's, if you skip the Mirror Universe, you will be hurting yourself in a lot of ways because of all the different researches that exist in that tree that apply in so many different aspects. Like there's a lot of good efficiency researches, hostile grinding researches, PvP researches. There's just good research in that tree. So not doing it is going to set you back. At the same time, that's okay. If that's what you want to do and that's how you want to play, I'm not going to scold you for it. I'm just going to simply tell you, hey, I get that the mirror universe is a lot. There's really some good things in the mirror universe. And then once you get the common loot maxed out like I have, you know, even haphazardly going through and doing this while I'm trying to chat, I'll get my single pulls in. I'll get my chest pulls in. And it's not too bad. But I did have to go through the initial grind to get there. We think of the 100% healing NX01 theory, 2 researches in Xborg. Do I think that you're going to have a 100, like an undefeatable ship? No. It's not going to make you immune to death. How much store loot do I have? I've got 58,000. I have 58,000. How much store loot do you have? I have 58,000. But ops level shall start focusing on Section 31 store. Still working on outlaw, but max, augment, and triple locked FKR. Optimally, you should start working on it as soon as you can in the 30s with an alliance that lets you be the chaser in waves, meaning that your job is to handle things like the traders. As early as your alliance would let you do that. If you don't have an alliance letting you do that, then don't worry about it, because you're not going to solo waves in the 30s. But I mean, optimally, you want to do that with an alliance as early as possible. So, not big enough for mirror. I'm still little. Everybody's big enough for mirror, Corey, because the smallest player in mirror has one job, and that's destroying the traders rounds 2 through 10. There's no such thing as somebody too small for mirror. If you're in the 30s, you're big enough to fill that 5th spot, because that's the role of the 5th spot. You have basically 3 roles in waves for the most part. You have whoever your highest level is, their role is generally specialty ships. Like that's their goal. They need to take on the specialty ships. The next 3 people generally are the FKRs. So they're like your mid-level guys who come in. Their jobs are to take on the battleships, the explorers, and the interceptors. And then the 5th slot typically is going to be the trader hunter, because especially the earlier waves, traders are fast. You want to get them quickly. You don't want to miss them. You have somebody specifically on that duty. That is the 3 roles typically found in a wave defense setup that is organized and handy. So you'll have like a level 58 that comes in with a board cube, and his job is going to be specialty ships. Like Crusader said, I don't do waves, don't have the good ships for it. You literally do. I just laid out 3 roles, and there's not a single person in this chat who doesn't qualify for one of those roles. Now, you might qualify for all 3 of those roles. There's nobody who does not qualify for one of the 3 roles. There's nobody who does not qualify for one of the 3 roles. So everybody can contribute. Then it comes down to your alliance working together. Working together. Listen, 1% people on my server that can handle the 40 mirror wave, since my server only ascended the first time a couple months ago. Please, Sevastor, but even then, I just did a video where only players level 50 and below 10 out of 10 to mirror universe wave. And I'm talking about a regular wave, right? I'm not even talking about the mirror waves. I'm talking about regular waves. So again, working together can make things happen. Exactly, Crusader. Did you not hear the 3 roles that I said? Your Bortus and your Vidar absolutely can do role number 3 in waves. 100%. 100%. You can absolutely do role number 3. And I think that's the biggest issue with waves, is people have been convinced that they can't do something. That's not accurate. Like, we had a level 38 that we carried in our waves yesterday, and he had 1 role. We told him, your job is to get the traders. That's it. Find where they are from the spawn points. And again, this is why we put out the videos of things like this. Find the spawn points, learn where things are. This is your role. You are good enough to do the content. And then your alliance should be a good alliance going to focus on teaching their lower levels the roles and making sure their lower levels are a part of waves. Right? A good alliance is going to make sure that, for example, you're doing a level 40 initial wave, a level 32 is right here doing the surveys. A good alliance will do that. So you have to have that organization. Now, I'm not saying that there are alliances that can't be tricky. Maybe your alliance only has 10 players in the 40s. Obviously, that's going to be less heavy hitters. Then you organize around that. Now you're saying, okay, we're not worried about wave 10, but how can we consistently know that we're getting wave 7 every time? And you work those things out. So good alliances do that. And if your alliance doesn't do that, you try to make your alliance do that. And if they don't do that, find another one, right? Because, example, Tavi, who was in the chat, we organize waves. And when waves don't go how they should, there is griping. And we go through an education system. Happened yesterday, right? Me and Mark were like, guys, y'all are not doing things right. Here's exactly what you need to do. Do what you got to do to get those 10 out of 10s. And Mark, being a Sigma player, he is not happy if there's ever a non 10 out of 10 wave. So you have to find ways to make those things happen. And setting proper milestones and realistic milestones is also a key. Remember, waves are not meant to be something that if you're level 35, you're not expected to go to wave 10, right? So if you are, I'm rambling so much, I'm not getting enough grinding in. But if you're only players in the 30s, you're only expected to get to wave 4 or wave 5, right? You can get further, but that's not the expectation. Because the waves are built on a milestone system. Wave 3, wave 6, and wave 10 are milestones. They get progressively harder. The rewards kind of like hit a mountaintop, and they go back down to a valley, and they increase again. So it's okay to be like, hey, my alliance only gets to wave 7. That's completely fine unless you're doing it with like people who are level 50. And if y'all are only getting to wave 7 with people who are level 50, somebody's doing something wrong. Bad. But we have to work that out when we get to that point. So, thank you, Brad. Appreciate it. As a purely G4 group, we can consistently finish wave 9. Yeah, and I've seen G4s 10 out of 10 it. And that last set is very difficult. But coordination makes the dream work. And knowing crewing and working. And that's why I want more alliances to do stuff like that. Like it can't just be content creators. Now, content creators can help. I'll gladly come to, server 400 and be like, hey, here's what you guys can do. Here's some great strategies. Here's some great crews. Focus on these things. And I'm happy to do those type of town halls. I love doing town halls. If your server out there wants a town hall, let's do it. But the thing that I find so many people getting caught in is there are voices who will scream, this is too hard. And the truth is, it's not. You just need to have coordination and learn how it works, right? And I don't expect everybody to just be perfect. I expect people to learn. Our group doesn't have any G4 epics yet. Yeah, and that's going to hold you back because a pylum can go so far. Like, I enjoy my pylum. My pylum is strong. Big boy. But he stops being effective with this crew at wave 8-ish. Now, this is not my best PvE run. Because the Tribune has that. The Tribune's also the better ship. So, this is still really good. But it's going to run to limitations at some point. Now, if I put my best PvP crew on it, I could probably do wave 9. But I just want you to yell at me playing War Thunder, Senpai. Well, I do miss War Thunder, but I've been very sick and not doing well, Seth. But, yeah. Let's see what we ended up with. Me haphazardly paying attention, which I should have paid way more attention. Let's see what we got in our box, though. How many hostiles I even ended up killing? I don't even know how many I got. I got enough for about the same amount that I grinded out. So now I can at least do a single pull. But normally I get significantly more Treasury D than that. But I'm blaming chat for distracting me. So I only got a single pull's worth in one run. I normally get like 3 days worth. But that's okay. I still love and appreciate every single one of you. So I still love and appreciate every single one of you. Really do. And I'm over 2,000 Trillium D. So like if I wanted to go after Forbidden Tech, which I will, those curious why I'm going after Forbidden Tech, there's another Forbidden Tech event coming up. I need more tier up catalyst because I want to take my time crystal up another tier because my time crystal is currently on my Coronar and it beefed up my Coronar pretty nicely. Even though my Coronar will never touch PvP ever, it just won't. That'll be the Vorchow's job. That 750% whole health bonus is just a flat bonus. Like that is not specific to PvP. So even though I don't have PvP, I still get that bonus. That means it's now a better Armada boat. And then we'll take it to tier 4, and that'll be 1350. Just whole health boost. This corridor will be around 80 million power when I take up that time crystal another tier. That's before I throw it on a Vorcha, which will be a PvP boat. So, yeah, all these little things. Setting yourself little goals. Setting yourself little goals. Hard to play games at work? Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes it is. I did not get enough Trillium. So I'm going to have to go back, thanks to the distractions of chat. I'm going to go back and do more. Yeah. I want to go back and do more because I didn't get enough. So thank you, chat, for costing me precious, precious currency. I'll never be able to get back. I'm level 87. I have a tier 7 Crozier and tier 6 Sompek. Can these ships carry me to level 60? So I get the ROM 56 ship. I mean, those can absolutely carry you. Yes, the Sanctus has arguably the best ship ability of the three, but can you get to the 60s with your Crozier? Yeah, there's nothing that's going to prevent your Crozier from taking you. It's not like the Sompek has this like super OP ability like the old Enterprise used to, and you just can't do anything without it. Oh, you're fine. You're A-okay. I promise. You are A-okay. Now, if you want to get the Sanctus just because you want to have the Sanctus, get it. Right? Like, do I need all 353 uncommon ships? Absolutely not. Will I be building all 353 uncommon ships? Absolutely so. I don't need them. Now, am I going to tier all them up equally? Absolutely not. But do I need all 4 of those? No. Do I want all 4 of them? Yes. Am I going to build all of them? Yes. My focus is going to be the Klingon one. And I decided I wanted to actually do the North Cut for one simple reason. Like my second 53 that I'm going to focus on is going to be the North Cut for one reason and one reason only. Because people don't like it. Honest to God, that's the reason. Everybody prefers the Corvus. And there's reasons for why that's the case. But the legitimate reason, my stupid reason, and there's no stupid reason if it works for you. My reason, getting the North Cut, and I'll take it to maybe tier 5, specifically because people hate it. That's the only reason. That's it. There's nothing wrong with it as a ship. People just prefer the Corvus, which is fine. I prefer the Vorcha, even though it's a little bit slugger, because it is a battleship. It just is gorgeous. This is going to be my main. So, mirror mining worth it. Mirror mining currently will never get you as much as hostile hunting will. Now, that is a very relative statement. Let's say that you're a VIP player, right? You're a heavy spender, and you have now taken this building as high as you want to. You've got the bonus that gives you 10 extra minutes in mirror. 10 extra minutes in mirror with maximum research and a decent mining ship at your level, like a Selkie, may be able to do enough in 30 minutes. Maybe. Depending on what research level your refinery's at. Maybe. But mining is still meant to be like the main source of income for that. So, 10 Bobs is a preferred Talios. My Crystal over the North Cut. Yeah, Talios is going to be a better run. But I'm just going to have both. I'm just not taking it very far. I'm going to follow my 579 method. So, I didn't upgrade my Corvus at all. I just grind out the BPs by doing normal daily so I could take up my Sompek. Everyone else has a Sanctus. It's nice having the triangle and so many people. I like being a little bit different, right? Most people in this game go Federation. The only Federation ships currently on my dock are specialty ships. Nothing wrong with Federation ships. Most people in this game just go Federation. That's okay. But I go Romulan and Klingon just because it's different. And I just like being different. Yeah, the only Federation warship I have from G4 is the Kelvin. And I haven't done anything with it. It's a tier 1. Tier 1 level 2. Haven't done anything with it. I chose that I would rather be Klingon and Heart. And even though my strongest ships are Romulan, in G5, my strongest ships will be Klingon. It just so happens that in G4, Romulans kind of are top dog. Kind of feels that way. Ordinar are still great, but yeah. And shout out Server 31 and Taco. I understand not needing something but wanting it. It's why I have two Enterprises. Enterprise I, maybe. You know, I get that. It just, again, I know it's a wild concept for many of us because we get so into this game, and sometimes in a negative way. But the game's meant to be fun. And fun for me is new ships. Fun for me is Klingons in particular. So here we are. So it's like one of those things that people are like, well, the Vorcha is not that great because it's slow or this. I'm like, I don't care. It's Klingon. I remember watching the Vorcha come out first time, Next Generation, Galron's ship. Loved it. Like, oh, it looked like just complete bad. I want it. Nothing wrong with that, right? I knew people who went and bought the NX-01 the day it came out because they loved the NX-01 from Star Trek Enterprise. So they had to have it the day it came out. Completely okay. I know some people who won't wear this skin even though they have it. I have it because I actually like the Columbia skin. Well, it's not Columbia, but you know, the NX-01 refit. But I like the skin. But I know plenty of people who just bought it because they want the ship. So, yeah. Using a Dederadex as my main because I love that model. Yeah, the Dederadex is one of my favorite designs in Star Trek history. Even though it's not Klingon. Let's go find it right here. Yeah, Dederadex. Just absolutely beautiful design. Like, I remember playing Star Trek Bridge Commander as a kid back in the early 2000s. And that's 20 years ago. And this was one of my favorite ships to play as in that game. And then obviously the scene where you just fly Defiant through the middle of it. It's hilarious. So, Ferengi Whip. What Firearms Protomatter Rewards are locked. I am not getting the option yet. Tier 5, Ops 47. I don't remember. If anybody in chat wants to chime in on what requirements are for the Ferengi Whip, I don't remember. And see, one thing I actually want to give Scopely a little bit of credit for real quick. I love the progression. Example. Legionary. You can see the evolution. Going from Legionary to Augur makes sense. We got a little bit bigger. We spread out the wings. We dropped our nacelles, everything. You know, you can kind of see a progression. And then from that same semi-blocky style, we get to the Tribune. But you can see the shape taking form. Right? This is like the Dederadex before the Dederadex. And then you get to the Dederadex. Like, I think you can see the progression. And that's really nice. Like, I enjoy that. I think they did a good job with that. So, really neat stuff. I don't feel like they gave enough attention to the, you know, the Katinga, but that's okay. That's okay because we have good skins for this. So, yeah, the Deradexes are powered by singularities, which is a pretty neat thing in Star Trek. Pretty neat. I'm gonna go ahead and swap this back up for our Talios. I tend to not keep the disco around, just sitting there. Flying through the Warbird might have happened in Star Trek Armada too. Probably. Like it could hold a saucer section of a Fed ship. It's weird that I just never really like Federation designs as a whole. It doesn't mean that there aren't iconic ships from Star Trek that I like that are Federation. Absolutely are. But like this concept, this just looks silly to me. It's a flying saucer with nacelles thrown on it. Now the Defiant I like. It's unique. It makes sense. You can tell it was built for a purpose. But like even the Cerritos, the design is just how can we throw nacelles onto a saucer section? There's just a lot of Federation designs I don't really like. There's some I do. I actually like the Titan design. The Titan design has a little bit more body to it, makes a little bit more sense. There's just a lot of kit bashing in the Star Trek universe, like the Nebula, that I just don't like. The Nebula was a kit bash of the Enterprise D model. Now, I still think that the concept of kit bashing is really cool. Because like these designs, like the Kelvin designs, are not unique, right? Like the Saladin design, the Kelvin design, these were all TOS designs. They were just modernized. Right? So like it's not like the Kelvin designs came in and just ruined everything. This same thing exists in the TOS. It just has the nice bulby nacelles instead of this. Okay? So like there just always has been really weird Federation designs for me. You know, like the Mayflower. This is just the Miranda class. The only reason I like the Miranda class is because of the Reliant and Wrath of Khan. If you take the fact that it's the Reliant and Wrath of Khan out, the Miranda class, just I don't like the design. So Klingon designs and Romulan designs have always been much more unique, and I've always liked them more. So personal taste. Y'all can obviously have your own taste. And that's A-OK. A-OK. The next one's a tough grind to get for free. Killing enough Zen to get enough uncommon export credits per day is tough. Absolutely, which is why we push things to get added into event stores. And I know it doesn't always happen, but I definitely push for those things and will continue to push for those things so that we can get these specialty ships sped up like the Defiant, the Voyager, the Cerritos, the Titan, which are all, definitely needed to have. So I push for those things, including even the board cube. That ship, the Intrepid, was from Enterprise. The game took a lot of material from Enterprise. Look at the super early game. So if you know USS Intrepid and TOS, like there was a USS Intrepid that was a Constitution class. There's also, it's not the Intrepid class, but there is a same shape that is the Newton and the Intrepid. That exact same thing exists with the old nacelle class. I don't have a picture handy or else I'd throw it up. But, I mean, actually, let's look. Old Star Trek original series ship designs. Let's just see if we can find one real quick. Just going on the old Google. Because a lot of these, were concept arts that existed back then and were actually like mocked up and stuff. And you even find some of them in games. Yeah, I mean, like, let's see. Old stuff like this that you'll find. Things like these, right? Because that's basically your Saladin without the extra nacelle, the Constitution class variant. These are all things that have ended up being in video games or concept arts, and maybe even made like a screen appearance because they got liked by one of the designers. So, the Oberth class up there. I mean, this depends on what you like, because I'll also acknowledge that as much as I love the D7s and stuff as a design, that skinny neck is just screaming to be destroyed. They're just screaming to be focus fired. So, have I claimed my mission key? Not yet, Atsuma. Good reminder. Everybody take the time to think about your favorite Star Trek design and then go to the store and do your mission key redeem. Helps out your alliance and yourself. Go to the store real quick. Wait for the tabs to load. And claim. Thank you for the reminder. Looking at mirror data, do I not get Mirror Picard to make it viable? Dazok is not working as well as I'd hope. I would say Fleet Commander slot is still the most important thing. However, that said, Fleet Commander slot, most important, but Mirror Universe is definitely a good go if you want to do PvP. So, want PvP? Go after Mirror Universe data. He is basically needed to make Picard the most effective he can be. Basically a requirement. They need to be together. And yeah, Edmund, I did it earlier in the stream. So, if the torpedo launcher of the D4 isn't pointed at the hostile, the ship is supposed to gun it hard to get out of there and come around for another pass with the torpedo launcher. It just doesn't make much sense from any perspective. But it looks cool. Like, it looks really neat. Or with Romulan, because they gave me my first epic ship a long time ago. That's fair. A little in-game loyalty. Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with a little in-game loyalty. In fact, people should be more loyal. I praise you for your loyalty. So, I praise you. All right, let's, I needed to do some solos real quick. Texas solos. Let's go do that. Let's go do that. But we need to set the times right. No, we'll just summon it. I guess I could have done this earlier, but we'll just summon these in. I don't have to deal with chasers, and I don't have to deal with warp breaking and any of that. Just summon. I'm going to bring in 3 ships. I also need to swap this around real quick. Bloop. 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 All right. Sound effects aside. Hopefully I didn't wait too long to do my summons. All right, there we go. Now we're going to go launch. do some of these real quick because I've got so many of these directives saved up. More than anything, we just want the loots. All right, and we'll just go ahead and recall. We need Uber style in game? Sure, why not? I'm not going to get enough chit to require FC slot. I mean, if you've done any of the SLBs, you should. Like any of them. Or any of the ALBs. So, wait and see what you get at the end. That's all I can say, I guess. Wait to see what you get at the end. All right, we'll get this in here. First time I've used my Coronar in this one in a while. You talk about having in-game sourcing for the cube that doesn't require event stores. Not that I've seen. No, not yet. Not that I've seen. But does it matter? It's just a paperweight. Everybody wants the paperweight so bad. Everybody just wants the paperweight. I guess I need to accept that people just want the paperweight. Even if it is a paperweight. People want it. It's a board cube. Goes back to Star Trek, right? Like, if you're a fan of Star Trek, you probably want it because it's a cube. And we said for the longest time we wanted a cube in the game. And now we have it. It can send Bob, but I have so many directives. I do the lower ones just to make sure I survive. So I don't have to keep sending ships because I don't like soloing them. I'm basically bringing ships to be meat wagons just in case. And the Monavine carries. So I just do it just to make sure we do A-okay. But yeah, I can go further. I just don't need to. Still don't want a cube. I like having a cube. I just, like, I don't jump up and down using it because it's not relevant for me for another about 8 levels. And then it'll be relevant. So, why not purely loot crews and everything besides the Monavine? Just because I don't feel like moving stuff around. Simple answer. Is it a silly answer? Possibly. But that's honestly the answer. I don't feel like moving things around. Board cube special beam attack is lower 10% per level. Are they referring to your ops level or the level of your board cube? So that's if you're trying, like if you're level 50, hitting a level 51, you have a 10% reduction. That's how that works. So if you were trying to hit a level 60 at level 50, you would do no beam damage. But the fact that we can earn that $100 commander slot, hopefully we can do something for $100 extra dock. Agreed. I'd love the extra dock to end up being there as well. I think that'd be great. So, it'd be a fantastic addition. A cube is getting 38 shots per round on shots round 2 on a modern target. It's nice. Assuming you're using the DS9 crew nuts. Or are you using... I would assume you're using Miles O'Brien in the DS9 crew. So I guess you could technically be using Chakotay. I'd have to math that out in my head. I don't want to. So, I'm just going to assume using DS9. All right. And Kabooey. Go do this one. Only other thing I don't like about these armadas is that the loot is very much like an Eclipse armada and it goes to the ship. Wish it went straight to the inventory. Okay, the cube tier 11 now. Is it worth it or wait until later in the game? I mean, probably worth it for you. You seem to be at the level where that starts mattering. Depends on if you want to use it. Cote 7 and Miles. A lot. A lot. For 50 and hit a 61, does it heal 10%? No. Yeah. Tier 11 is kind of where you get the cube being, wow, this is a cube. That's the best way I can describe it. Tier 11 is kind of where you're getting, well, okay, this is a board cube now. You think there'll be enough chits in the event to unlock the cube? I can't see what the cube cost is. So you have to tell me what the cost is. Because I've already got a board cube, I don't see it. But if we go into the history of event stores, I can show you what event stores have paid out in the past. And hopefully it doesn't go lower. But last event store, which was 2 months ago, free to play, got a little under 290,000 loot. Right? The lowest we've seen was 2 event stores ago, which was Enterprise. Now it's a little under 210,000 loot. Now, when we say free to play, this is only tracking SMS events. This is not tracking tickets. This is not tracking ALBs, SLBs, or Battle Pass. Battle Pass and tickets here. Obviously, this month there is nothing in the Battle Pass. There is rare tickets. We'll have some. And we'll see what it ends up being at the very end. We'll see what it ends up being. All right, we won. Do another few. And again, I'm just getting enough currency to do about 2 weeks worth of pulls. And then I'll be good. How much do I need for a pull? Go down to the Monavine. Right here. I need 43,000 per. So if I get, 500,000 loot, if that's what I decide to go for, I won't need to pull that for a long time. And that's just kind of what I do with the Monavine. I only do it every couple of weeks. 70 BPs would be 155,000. You'll get enough for that, but you probably won't get enough for both that and the Fleet Commander spot. And if I had to choose between the two, Fleet Commander spot. Chaotic, you haven't seen a Max Boar Cube? I can show you one if you want to see one. You've never seen a Max Boar Cube? 1 second. I'll show you a Max Boar Cube. Since you're curioso. And bam. There you go. This is a Max Boar Cube. This is the top player in the game at the moment, ECO Cat. This is his board cube. And very appropriately has the tactical cube skin. So that's the largest board cube in the game currently. Just a smidge under 120 billion. Just a smidge. Just an eensy weensy smidge. So that's the largest one in the game. If you see this coming, shield. Shield. Yeah. It's quite scary. Like, literally, this board cube is stronger than entire servers. Crazy. Crazy. What's a max G6 epic at? 1 second. I'll show you. See if he, okay, so there's Negvar. Here you go. Boop. Kind of like the gold skin on it. USS Enterprise E with the gold skin, pink nacelles. Kind of cool. There you go. Obviously running a speed crew there, but fade to black. Anyway, y'all wanted to see? There you go. The type of content you're looking for right here on the Rev Deuce channel. Where do I find your free? Who? Who now? What? Oh, it's in the volunteer charge channel. In the volunteer charge channel, Carlos. Oh, look at the two just grinding away. Happy little Monavines. Some nice ass Monavines. Ooh, we could OPC hunt him if we wanted to. Let's see. That's huge. Look forward to my whales running around with those. Yes. What system is the best system for grinding Herogen in? Most systems only have a couple in them. That is the case of all Herogen systems until you get to these. Starting at Velixis. If you can beat the ones in Velixis, beat the ones there. But if you can't, you're probably stuck farming the ones like here in Kabioko and Rova and, etc. But I mean, if you can get here, like, plenty there. Gotta be able to beat those hostiles. And with modern crews and all the power creep we've had since Voyager came out, should be able to. Depending on where you're at. I mean, again, I don't know exactly where you're at. Pagal, sorry your team lost. But I'm also surprised they got there. So they did the thing. They did the thing. All right, I'm gonna go over here and jump in and check my timers. Oh, 30 minutes. Dang it. Just got the NX current crew as Archer, Catalan. Do I change the crew? Stick with them. Doing the NX-01, you don't need that. Remember, you need the cheese crew. If you got the NX-01, Your days of farming regular Zindy are basically over. Time for you to pull out the cheese. Cheese crew. Cheese crew. You might have done a leaderboard by accident, mainly because I can't really do those in the first place. Well, you might have done the Mirror Wave one. Maybe you did the Forbidden Tech one. I did the Forbidden Tech one, which is how I have the loot that I had earlier. And I still need to finish this. Oh, I did finish it. I thought I didn't. Now the only question is, do I actually want to grind that out? Not really. Honest to God, not really. I don't know. I really don't. But I do need to do threat reduction. Go do some Borg probes. And then I want more Quantum events. Oh yeah, we got these. Oh, I forgot about that. Unlock the field repairs. Not that I'm going to do them, but then acquire. Now this one might be able to do some of that if I buy the battle pass. When's the battle pass wrap up though? 14 days, 18 hours. Yeah, I've got time to do the Esri one. If you buy the battle pass, you'll get one of these. Just depends on which one you want. But you got to buy the battle pass to do it. But if you buy the battle pass, you'll get a full unlock of one of those officers. You just pick which one you want. All right, let's go over here. Click. You have the spreadsheets of Discord? Yep. In the volunteer charts channel. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nuts, you've been here several times. We've gone over the cheese cruise. You've been here every time. You're like at every stream. How do you not remember the cheese cruise? Probably just don't remember what it was. But you've definitely seen it. Here you go. This is what you should be doing on your NX01. There you go. Now you know. Now you remember. There it is. There it is. Ah. Let's see, I've got 145, 186, 90. All right, I'm getting close to being done and sending them home. The other one is only better if you can do it, Bryant. And better is relative. I still don't like going out and grinding like 50 aquatic battleships. So better is relative, Bryant. I don't think better is the appropriate word. Either of them have advantages. Both of them have advantages. The best area to test cube without artifact versus having artifact? Probably Dominion space. On Nero over Giorgio, just because most people have Nero maxed and most people don't have Giorgio high tiered. But if you got a high tier Giorgio, use Giorgio. Crew work on any, yeah, an NX01 tier 1 level 1 can start doing cheese. Tier 1 level 1 NX01 can start cheesing. So like right out the gate, as soon as that NX01 is built, you can start doing this and punching up. Depending on what your whole health is, obviously, you can see what the metrics are. You can be punching up to, should at least be like 47. Some people are doing all the way up to 50. Is it possible for a G3 Epic at 39 to get 14 to 16 million power without primes? Without primes? Maybe? Out primes. I mean, you can definitely get over 10 million. I would say 14 million is definitely doable. But the flip side of that is you'd probably be at 14 for a while. So like you've gotten a lot of the buildings upgraded. Like John Connor. He's not a whale. Like he doesn't spend on all the primes in the game or anything. But he's got a enterprise that's strong. So here, I'll just put it on the screen. Here's John Connors. He's level 39. That's a 14.7 million enterprise. But he's also been level 39 for like a year. So it depends. Is it possible? Yeah. If you got all the buildings and all the research and your buildings have been getting upgraded because you've been sitting for a while. Is the average player going to be 39 with almost 15 million enterprise? No. They'll probably be around the 10 to 12 million mark. But that's still good. I mean, yeah, you can do it without just buying a bunch of primes. So, Kellenbor, don't forget there are two ways to get Leslie in the game. You've got the annoying faction redeem, which is this one right here, Elite Federation Recruit. You also have Crucible of War officer turn-ins. Crucible of War. We can mock him, but that's okay. We can mock him, and that is okay. And if he wants to stay there, that's also okay. He can go down in history as the best 39 in Star Trek Fleet Command. And we can remember him. 15 years from now, we're telling our kids about the greatest players in STFC. You will mention John Connor's name. You will. All right, go over here. And click. Reginald Barkley. Okay. All right. I'm going to do my amalgam. Please give me exocomms. Exocomms? Exocomms. Exocomms. I don't care about that. That makes me happy. That's okay. And like the lowest available on that one. But okay. Alrighty. Can you stop complaining about no new content? Nope. I think it's in his blood now. I think it's just part of who he is. He's been like absorbed by the monster. Been absorbed. Let me see if I haven't forgotten anything, because I do have a bad habit of that. Did it? Nope. There it is. Oh wait, that's not the right one. This one. They must not have made it home yet. Monavine Refinery. All right, they're about to be home here in a second. Yay! Now we can go do our Monavine Refinery. Double check all the refineries, so we get double pull in here, and I'm hoping for rare ore. And of course, I get no rare ore. Game really does not like me. Like, there's definitely a game designer just watching, going, "Ha, I'm gonna manipulate this real quick." Beep, 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 beep. Yep, absolutely. Only explanation. The only logical explanation. All right, we get that in. Check. So need to go do that. Need to go do that. Also need to mine more. Artifacts are fine. That's fine. 3 hours to that. Did take my Manus to tier 9. That was good. Oh, Platinum. Gotta do our Latinum refinery. All right, so I got Latinum. Borg. We can do a... I should have done a triple pull, but we'll do a double pull of Borg. Directives. I'll have that. Do this. Nice. There we go. Go. Keep on clicking, everybody. Keep on clicking. All those refineries. Click them all. Do I need 3,000 small tritaniums? Yes. The answer is yes. I do need them. All right, let's go support. All good. Amalgam. I don't do this. I got all those already. Territory. OPC hunting. That's on the docket today. Rev's going to go OPC hunting and get what he needs. If you're on server 20, be warned. Rev's about to come looking for you. It's about to happen. Rev's coming looking. Rev needs loot. All right. Let's come on down. Let's see what we can find. I think I need a 3-star, but we'll start with a 2-star. So you start using Borg Q on aquatics, which you max crit damage floor. Correct, Gary Kirk. Absolutely. And definitely encourage you to do that. But you are going to want to take care of those favors. As far as seeing what server you're on, easy way, Kurgan, is to simply go to your base, click it. There should be, it says home, and then in brackets, your server number. Like I'm on server 20 on this account. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Hopefully that works for you. And let's see if we get anything here. No problem, Kurgan. Happy to answer any question, whether you're level 19 or level 39 or even 69. which if I was, a Sigma player, I'd struggle to go to level 70 just because I'm level 69. Right now I'm level 50. One day I hope to be level 69. There we go. Take a little loot. Keep forgetting which server I'm on. Happens to the best of us, Rob. Maybe your alliance and your group is just that forgettable. I'll let them know. I'll let them know you think they're forgettable. No worries. Level 36 now. Go to 38 for Explore. Yeah. If you're ready. Like if you got like a tier 1 enterprise and you haven't unlocked your Talios and stuff, just go ahead and focus on that before going to Explore. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely another goal to set, like another milestone to try to get to. So, absolutely. From Nero's, he's constantly on away missions. That's fair. So use your Joe in that case, right? Ooh, yummy, yummy. Thank you, Lord Icebat. That's a significant donation. Lord Icebat, thank you. Which, by the way, if anybody wants to contribute to the stream and my kids, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, anything's appreciated. Obviously, nothing's required. But for me to do what I do, entertain y'all, inform y'all, definitely need y'all's help. Which, by the way, thank you to Baked Apple, who donated $5 to the stream today. The Baked Apple, thank you very much for that. You're incredible. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, we'll go over into 3-star and hopefully find some goodies there because I'm not OPC yet. Change servers and keep level until level 12. Yes, so if you don't like your server, or maybe you want to go on an older one or whatever, you can switch servers until level 13. So level 12 and below, you can swap your servers. All right, any other questions, comments, thoughts, etceteras? Go down here. Let's see if this guy's got anything. He does. It's a generous donation. We appreciate the generous donation, Mr. Rohik. Thank you, Mr. Rohik. All right, we're going to go dock this real quick. My 1.3 million ISO I've now taken in 30 seconds, and then I'll be able to do my refines. Look at that. And they say OPC hunting takes longer than mining. Silly willies. You silly kids. All right. Dock home in 30 seconds so we can do our refineries. Rev lives on his fans' donations. I do. Yeah, it's ad revenue does not pay that much. Some people think it does, but it's not. So every little bit is appreciated. Obviously not required, but a huge thank you to those who do take the time to do that. So much appreciated. And Baked Apple, thank you for the kind words that you sent along with your message. Those ISO donations, yep, about to get home in 5 seconds with those ISO donations. I'm gonna pop a shield just in case I don't forget. Somebody's lurking on the stream, decides to come say hello. And I need to go. I did 2-star, didn't I? All right, that's fine. I need a 2-star anyway. But now I can do my 2-star and I'll go back for 3-star. So, appreciate y'all. We're going to wrap up because we're about an hour and a half, 5 o'clock. And it's been a long, long day. Live long and plunder. Stay safe with the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next Star Trek Fleet Command video. Hit me up on Facebook or Discord if you need any help with anything. More than happy to assist. And see ya.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.